Hello guys, today I'm going to show you two very simple masking transition techniques. So the first one is very easy. So you have to have two clips, overlap them, and you have to press M to create a marker to mark where is the transition. So this one, I'm gonna start the transition where the pillar is at the left hand corner. So I'm gonna open the effect column and then drag the draw mask effect onto this one, the first upper clip, and then you can see that I'm gonna create a very rough outline of this draw mask. You do not have to be very precise. After this, click on invert mask so you can see that second clip is showing. And then because this one I'm going to start on the extreme left, so first I'm going to click on transform and create keyframes on position and scale just in case, and create a keyframe for control points, and then decrease the feather a little bit so it doesn't have a very sharp edge, and then drag it all the way to the left. And please make sure that you still leave a little bit edge over here to make sure that this transition is seen. I'm gonna change it later, but not now. So from now, you just press right arrow key for every frame by frame adjustment, and then it's a very tedious process, but then you have to make it a very slow and precise transition. Actually, you don't have to be very exact to match the exact position of the pillar, but just to make it a very neat one. You don't want to have a very jumpy one. If your clip has a lot of complicated edges, such as hexagon or triangular or I don't know, circular kind of objects, you have to create more control points. So the gist is that to have your mask covering your pillar or your object and then extend it out over the extreme left for this case actually, so that the next clip is showing when you mask, and then when you mask finish, it's going to have a very smooth and very pretty transition. So once I've finished, I'm going to go back to the marker and press left arrow key quite a few frames just to make sure this black bar is not seen. You can simply drag it over to the left, or if you want to have a very precise change, you can always go to the transform position x-axis and just change it over here. So it's a very parallel kind of movement and you don't have to change a lot. And it's done. It's very simple, it's very smooth, very neat. And then the next one is very simple as well. It's actually an overlapping one, so it's like kind of transition from up to bottom. So first you go to the upper clip, lower the opacity not to 0 but to a very transparent percentage, translucent actually, around 20%. So for this case, I want this two person, like these 2 feet. I mean, they have to overlap. If not, the transition is going to be very awkward. So I'm gonna enlarge the scale and change the X and Y axis for the upper clip so that the feet are actually overlapping each other. Most likely they won't fit exactly, but then yeah, at least try some effort. And then you have to increase the opacity back to 100%, drag graduated mask onto your upper clip, and then create a keyframe at center and opacity, and then you can lower the opacity for this case not to 0 so but to around 25%. Yep, like this. And then drag your center y-axis just above, slightly above your screen. Few frames later, you're just gonna drag your y-axis all the way to the bottom and then increase the opacity. Actually, this up to you. You can increase all the way to 100 or you can increase a little bit later. So this creates a very smooth transition. But if you're very particular on how these feet overlap, you can always increase the speed, like walking pace, and then yeah, remember to create a marker and just adjust accordingly. So this transition is going to be a very smooth and neat one from this place to another, and just change the length of the clips as well. And that's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any question, just PM me or drop a comment, and remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.